What's the first thing that changes once you get a number one around you guys?
The first thing that changes, I think, is...
It's almost like people's ears perk up.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden people are looking in your direction a lot more often. And it's interesting because internally you don't feel any different. You feel like the same person. You're so we're excited and stoked. And
yeah, I think that's probably one of the first things that hit me when we actually got the number one. I was like, should I feel famous?
Yeah, like you still feel like the same person.
Yeah, I still feel like the same nerdy dude I was yesterday.
Yeah, I think what the things that change are external. So people might treat you a little differently, or you might have more access to something all of a sudden. And I think what happens with people when in those situations a lot is that starts to define them. Those external things, they start to see themselves through the eyes of those people rather than who they really are. And I think that's why some people kind of assume that once you've had a number one, or you're going to have a big kind of ego, or you're going to act like a diva, because I think a lot of people do let it kind of define them, and it gets to their head a little bit. But for us, I guess because we always had each other to keep each other grounded, it didn't change who we were. It just was a change of circumstance. A good one. We were happy about it, for sure.
And like you're saying, that having everyone around each other, because you guys are a family.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like if someone's getting a bit big-headed, your dad may say, hey, chill out.
Oh yeah, there's no big-headedness around him.
I always say our heads are big enough already. Our necks couldn't support the extra weight.
If it's any bigger, you're gonna definitely go down. So we keep it level.
But then, like you're saying, so you guys have a lot of humility, and you guys work hard. I remember talking to you guys last year, and just correct me if I'm wrong. I think on the first album, creatively, not all of the time, like when you're going to producers, they may not always want to take on board certain suggestions.
I think like when we first signed with the label, they were really excited about the project, and when the label gets excited, they want to bring in the best of the best, and so we worked.
A bit trigger happy.
Yeah, we worked with a ton of amazing people. I'm not gonna lie, producers and writers that we learned a lot from. Yeah, sometimes you get put in situations where a producer or a writer has had tons of hits, lots of major success, and they aren't really open to collaborating with a young band who's just now starting out.
Well, a young pop band. Because I think a lot of these writers have this preconception that pop artists or people that make pop music they're not musical at all.
Yeah.
They're just faces.
A vehicle or a vessel.
We all play instruments, so that was honestly very tough.
It was a tough time. There were a lot of moments where we had to be like, we'd rather not work here with this person because even though they're great, they don't really quite get us artistically, and they're not open to that collaboration. And a lot of the times people don't want to hear that. But
what's the reaction because it's like you're supposed to be kids who don't?
It's mixed. It's mixed. I mean, some producers are like, okay, cool, I totally get that, I feel that. How would you do this? But then we've had sessions where I remember one in particular in Los Angeles where we went there. New producers, new writer we never met before, went there to work, and they start playing a track idea that they had. They started doing something that they liked, and Barry, Jamarae, and I, just still pretty green, still trying to work in a way to play like a chord here or like a riff here, so they would hear it and be like, oh yeah, I like that. And then Amanda's trying to work with a writer, and the writer said, hold on, I'm hearing something. And I was like, okay, cool, let your idea out. So what they did. The writer went in the booth, recorded an entire song, stacks, harmonies, ad-libs. I feel that. I like that. Producer said, yeah, that's hot. That's banging.
And we're done. And I sat there. I'm very passionate, so I speak up I'm not really scared to speak my mind, especially when I feel like it's about us and our art. And I was just like, it doesn't work for us, though. It wasn't a collaboration. That sounds nothing like what Cover Drive is. It's a great song, and I commend you for how quickly you wrote it, but it's just not going to work for us. And so
he wasn't having that.
Yeah, we've been in situations where it's been kind of awkward like that. But the great thing about this new album is that being an independent act now, we don't have a label forcing us to work with their friends or forcing us to work with people who, they just feel we need to work because they're big, not necessarily because they fit with Cover Drive. And we've made enough friends within the industry to work with who we want to work with and who we feel gets us, and we've been able to do that. And also, we've been able to grow and do a lot of that production on our own and a lot of that writing on our own, and it really does sound like it's who Cover Drive is. The first album was still who Cover Drive was because we had to fight a lot for it, but this is even more Cover Drive.